Hello Internet, welcome to Fraser Does Wargaming. Today on the channel we're going to get into some Warhammer 40k, yeah. We'll get into it. So, first thing I did getting excited about getting back into 40k was went out and bought myself this Ghostkeel for my Tau. So it's just $131. This is an expensive hobby, I can tell you that much. I got a discount because I'm a member at Tabletop Warfare. I went to the City store in Adelaide. And yeah, that was good. Got a couple of paints. So I want to do a video now of me building and painting this, and you'll know my experience with it. And yeah, we'll see how we go getting back into 40k, if I'm all about it or whether I just like shelve it again and hope that in the future it'll be a good game. But yeah, this is going to be fun. All right, let's get started. Let's do an unboxing. Okay, let's get into this box. Open it with the scalpel. I always like to collect the boxes, but then I just end up with heaps of boxes. But the box art kind of sort of pretty good. It's part of the hobby, I think. It's not like I'm really going to ever sell these and need the boxes for them. Eventually they do go in the bin. Get rid of that. Alright, what do we think so far? I like this this white. I've painted, I'll show you like some of my models are already in the white. I think it's Viola or Viol something. But then I've gone like with Farsight Enclave paint job with the red and the grey. They look pretty good. They're a bit easier to paint than the white. But with this one, I'm thinking I'm going to go with the OG. Is that what it's called? Original? Maybe I got that wrong. Original Tau colours, the XV88 and the Tau Light Ochre, that sort of browny beige. I think that'll look really cool. And I wanted to do a camo pattern on it, but I'm still not 100% sure, so I'm just going to build it and then I'm going to think about if I want to muck around with all that stuff. But yeah, let's open it up. Okay, opening it up. Try to keep the box intact a little bit. Oh, ripped it. Ripped it. Bugger. Let's see what's in here. Alrighty. What's that? Bit of foam. For the drones, this is the base. Some cool transfer sheets. I like just to freehand paint mine on. I'm not really a big user of these, but this actually might look really cool if I got some of these on the Ghostkeel. So we'll think about that. What have we got? Obviously this Warhammer comes on sprues. Watching this, you might already know that. This is how it looks. Plastic is really good quality. Games Workshop do make really nice models, even if their rules sometimes aren't always balanced. I have trouble balancing their rules. Middle-earth strategy battle game, rules are pretty on point. Sometimes points aren't exactly costed exactly right, but they generally get it right in the end. But yeah, so all the bits there, and you get a little instruction manual. So we'll go through that real quick. Look at what's in here. So you can make it with two different loadouts. So one can have, you can have burst cannons, you can have fusion blasters, you can have a big, doesn't even say what the weapons are called, which is kind of a little bit annoying. I'd like to know what those weapons are in the pictures. Yeah, no, it doesn't say. Maybe further on it will say. Let's see. just says choose the variant you want to build. I'm going to build both of them and then I'm going to magnetize them. So yeah, that way when they change the rules and one's really good, I can use that, and when they change the rules and it's shit and then the other one's good, I can change it. Always a good idea to do it like that, because especially with Tau and loadouts and stuff, it just, oh, man, it crushes your spirit when they change things and say, oh, this gun's no longer usable, or, you know, stats, it was too strong, so then they made it really piss weak. So yeah, anyway, let's try not to complain this whole video. It is a fun hobby. Yeah, let's get on to the next step. So what do we have now? I've made these leg parts on page 1, put them all together. I think they went together pretty well. Just follow the instructions, sort of like complicated Lego. The only thing this is sort of going to get me is it's got these little notches, I don't know if you can see just there, and they go in there, and you can feel it when you move the leg around, they kind of slot in, and that's sort of a default position. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to have it sort of somehow he's climbing up a rock or something. So the default position will probably end up only giving you like a flat stance, but I'm just not sure if it's possible to do what I want to do. So yeah, some problem solving skills happen now. I might just have to shave that off, that little bit there, and then position it how I want and do the other one sort of regular. Alright, cool. Come back and do the next bit. Cool, so this is where I'm up to. I've built the legs, the little like crotch part, with a little dangly bit there. I've got a bit of like cork tile just down here that I've chopped up, and I wanted to do it so it wasn't just on a flat base, and there's a bit of dynamics in the pose, but we won't know what it will look like until it's all put together. But for now I'm quite happy. Alright, on to the next bit. Okie dokie, so quick update. We're trying to build this part, and as you can see there's all these no gluing sign bits, but I don't know how it's all supposed to go together if you don't glue it, but yeah, we'll figure that out. And it's also saying just there that I need to paint him inside. Now I'm not really sure exactly how to do this bit. I'm thinking magnetize it so I can open it up, look inside and put the helmet on and stuff. So yeah, hopefully the magnets and that'll go together all right. But I did get distracted and I built this he was a Cadian dude, and I've cut the head off and put this on. So also chopped out the gun and put this gun on, chopped out the hand, put a hand on, put a shoulder pad on, and now he's going to be a human Cadre Fireblade or something like that. So yeah, looking good. Alright. Okie dokie guys, so back to it. Here we are, this is what we've got done. Just the bottom half of that Ghostkeel. I actually got a bit distracted again. I've painted that other model that I showed you, the Cadre Fireblade with the Cadian Trooper conversion. I'll show it to you when I get it out of the bag. But at the moment we're looking at these breaches. So they were strike teams, and I've managed to pry the guns out or like get them off their bases. These were their bases, but I don't do bases like that, so I had to get rid of them. Found some spare bases for these guys. They look good. Got the proper breacher head for a couple of them, but most of them are just going to have the Fire Warrior head. I think they look fine and don't feel like snapping them all off. They need shoulder pads, and I'm going to put them in a bath of whatever you call it, stuff to get all the paint off. Now let me show you that, because you might want to know what I'm using. So I'm using Paint Stripper AK, remove the paint without harming your models. Got a little bit left, not much, but hopefully enough to get these done. So I'll strip the paint off. I've got one spare set of legs I can put on one of these if I want to, left over from the sprue. Maybe this guy, because he looks a bit derpy. Like look at his shoulders and his arms are huge compared to his body. I think these are like old Fire Warriors and their scale isn't exactly right. I find the legs to be a little bit smaller than if you put this guy side by side. The legs are a bit bigger in scale, so maybe I'll chuck a set of legs on him. He looks cool holding his knife. Gonna rip it out and stab someone maybe, even though Tau don't really do that very much. But yeah, and then going over to the Ghostkeel inside, I've painted up the little duties inside. I've given this a little spray of, I primed it of black on the inside and I'll painted the inside of that, and I've got to get this last piece painted as well with some primer, and then I can start painting the inside and getting it stuck together and then gluing it on top of that. And we're getting there, A lot of distractions, just having fun with it, more letting my creativity go where it wants to rather than trying to get this video done. Yeah, but alright, I'll wash these up and we'll see what they look like. Okie dokie, so we'll get this. Again, just show you what it is. I'll put some in here. I wonder if I can save a tiny bit. Might need to top up. Get an old toothbrush. Looks pretty clean to me, but yeah. Might have to get them in there soaking. It smells like pure alcohol. I might need to soak for a bit. Okie dokie, so I might just fast forward all this, but if I don't, I thought I'd talk to you about how my game of 40k went yesterday. So I went and played a guy called Jake, really cool bloke, made it super friendly, it was fun, it wasn't stressful, well a little bit stressful, but it was at least fun. Yeah, he made it fun for me, which was good, just by being a good sport and yeah, explaining all the rules to me and everything. And yeah, he was playing Grey Knights and I played the Tau, and I borrowed some of his Tau. I borrowed a Ghostkeel, and it was the first thing to die, so making this Ghostkeel video, yeah, pretty funny, but that's the way 40k goes, I guess. You spend all the time making models. I obviously didn't spend time making his model, but I will be on mine, and then it dies straight away. It's like, it's a bit deflating, but that is the game. Things get killed. Yeah, so that's just how it rolls. And if I killed his thing first up, I wouldn't be complaining. I'd probably be going, yeah, that was cool, man. But yeah, so he gave me a bunch of these Fire Warriors and that for free, which was super cool. And I'm trying to get them all cleaned up and ready to prime, so I can get some more breaches, because I don't have any breaches. I only got strike team, and apparently breaches are pretty good. But then breaches are good, but you got to put them in a devilfish. So there's another model I have to buy, and I want a hammerhead so I can control a little bit about people coming across the board. They were trying to avoid the hammerhead and that. So yeah, it's just sort of a never-ending cycle of buying models, which is good for Games Workshop, but it can be a little frustrating when you're collecting a few armies, so it's hard to stay on one army because you get bored of it and you want to try something different. Yeah, but anyway, my other gripe is that one of his models dished out 2d6 mortal wounds, and I couldn't hide, I couldn't be behind cover. He just basically insta-killed or like put a lot of wounds on my Riptide and all that's supposed to be around for a while. So it nearly died in a one shot. I think he rolled like 2 6s and 2 6s or something, or 5 and 6 or something. So he did like 12 wounds to my Riptide, nearly killed it. And that was, yeah, I was a bit annoyed about that, but not too annoyed because I was just having fun. But in the future, if I ever want to be a bit more competitive, it would be very frustrating that can happen. And then his Terminators, he had these things called Librarians, I think it was, and they can bring back a Terminator each round for free. So spend all these plasma shots, finally get them through, kill 1 or 2 guys, and then another one just comes back without any dice rolls. It's just automatic. It should be on the roll of a 6 they come back or something like that, so there's a bit of luck involved, not just auto disappointment. But again, Jake was awesome. I did kill his main boss in a big walking suit thing, which was cool. Killed him with Farsight. That was at least satisfying, and he couldn't bring himself back, which was good. I still lost like 78 points to 28, but at least I killed something. That felt good. Goes both ways, I guess. Sometimes you get killed, sometimes you kill something, but I should find a way to make it so it doesn't shit so bad when things get killed. I guess that's just my attitude. Oh well, the 40k adventure continues. Okay, so we're wrapped up with all the scrubbing and washing. That's as good as I could get them. The primer wouldn't really come off very easy, so hopefully I scrubbed any primer that was on too thick and just got it down to a thinner level so I can re-prime them. And then those ones, I found some bases in my Lord of the Rings stuff, which are the same size, so we'll skim some of them and replace them at some point. Put these guys on some bases, prime them, and then, yeah, breach a team away. Alright, let's let them dry and figure out something else to do. Cool, so this is that breacher squad that I got from Jake. Basically, mostly I just used the torso, the body part, and a lot of them are fresh bits, but some of them still have the same legs. I wish this guy here with the gun facing here was my sergeant dude, but I gave someone else the bonding knife. This guy in the middle here, you can see, and I reckon that's a good way to denote who is the special one. He's still cool. He's got like something. He's like a compass of some kind. Like he's looking for something. So might be him. Yeah, this is a bit of a sidetracked project, really. I wanted to do the Ghostkeel, and here is the parts that I have to glue together. And over here is a piece drying that goes on the front. So the inside's painted so I can hopefully magnetize it. And yeah, we'll see if we can get it all magnetized so I can have this guy showing, or I can just have the head on top. So yeah, all good. We'll come back a bit later. Cool, so I actually got this all glued up. It was actually not too hard once I realized how to read the instructions, the arrows and everything, where to glue and where not to glue. So this just goes up and down, and this obviously can go up and down. So there's no glue in those bits. There was glue everywhere else in all the other joins and that. So yeah, pretty excited. All right, guys, this is where we're up to. built the Ghostkeel up now, put in a bit of work. Pretty little fancy thing I got for his head. Magnets. So got a little magnet in there, as you can see. Fingers in the way and there's a shadow, but yeah, she just pops on like that and just magnets on. I think if I did it again, I would think about using a bigger magnet, just so when I'm playing a game with it, the head doesn't get knocked off or anything, but I just wanted to get it done, so yeah, tried for the magnets that I had. And then I've got all the guns made up and I want to magnetize them, but they go up there on the shoulder, so they go here. And then if they're magnetized and I'm trying to pick the model up, I don't know where I'm going to pick it up from without everything just crumpling. So yeah, some stuff to figure out there. Maybe bigger magnets for them, or just freaking do it and see what happens. The instructions weren't too bad, a little bit tricky in a few spots. Like, I don't know why it says don't glue these bits on, because it'd be nice if they gave you lots of these little bits so you could glue them to the guns and just interchange the guns, rather than just giving you two and then you have to pick which gun you want to go on it and then you can attach it. So thinking of magnets, wish they had to put a few sets of them in. What else was tricky? Yeah, up here it says don't glue there. I don't really know why, because I've glued it and it seems fine. I think it was just so you could get the right position before you glue it. It'd be nice if they actually had captions in these instructions and that just gives you a hint of what they're trying to show you to do. But anyway, the model's cool. I'm pretty excited. Yeah, forgot to show you the reason I magnetized it was so that can pop up, that can pop down, and there's my little dude in there. Painted it up, and I'll do some more painting on the inside from what I can see, what I can get to, and yeah, that just, oops, closes up like that, that locks it down, and yeah, head on, Bob's your uncle. Alright, we'll see what happens next. Hey guys, just bit of noise from traffic here, but I'm just sitting at the bus stop. We're going in to get some supplies. I need magnets, drill bits, maybe some paint. Not really planning on getting any models today, but yeah, we'll go to Tabletop Warfare in the new Adelaide store. So let's do it. Okie dokie, so where are we up to? I've magnetized these fusion blasters and I ended up gluing that in there and like getting a drill bit and just making a hole for that. The magnets are decently strong. I think they're 3mm by 1mm, and I don't think they're going to just fall off. With this little magnet, I got the other head, that there's two heads in the box, and I put a bigger magnet inside. As you can see, it holds on a bit better. So yeah, that one might be the go. Also, underneath there, got a pretty big magnet, 5mm magnet. Bam. It's a lot stronger than my Riptide because I use lots of tiny little ones, but just one 5mm magnet seems to be enough. So there we go, ready to hang on, let me just fix this. Ready to paint, ready to get some base colors down on this bad boy. Cool. I've built up a Fire Warrior, looking at his little compass thing. Got a Cadre knife on his backpack, That's all I could find. Yeah, so he's going to go just down there. And I think the idea is that the Ghostkeel is coming through the infantry to support the infantry and something like that, you know, make up some sort of thing. I'm also going to have that on there as well on the base, and another little shoulder paddy thing somewhere, and that should be good. I want it simple, I don't want it to be too complicated. And yeah, I picked up a few paints I might have shown you before. This Vallejo, I'm switching over to Vallejo because where I can, because of the dropper bottles, man. The dropper bottles are way better than what GW does. These things get all gunked up and then the paints dry out. GW, if you're watching this little channel, then think about swapping over to these dropper bottles and I reckon you'll be on a winner. Alright, let's go base this guy up. Got a bit of Xandri dust. Let's do it. Cool guys, so I'm just going to give you a little few stats while I spray paint up this Ghostkeel. So he's got the cyclic iron raker. It's got a range of 36 inches. That's the longest gun he can be equipped with. He's got 6 attacks with it. Ballistic skill of 4, but he can be guided, so he can go down to 3. Strength 7, -1 AP, and 2 damage. You can overcharge that and get 3 damage, -2 AP, which is pretty spicy, so I think I'll be doing that a lot. And the Fusion Collider, yeah, the big melter 2. He can shoot at 18 inches. He's got 2 attacks with it, 4+ ballistic skill, strength 12, which is great, -4 AP, and D6 damage. That thing's a bit of a awesome gun. Cool, so I kind of stuffed up there. I had this helmet on there and I was spraying it and it fell off the tape, landed in the dirt. So now, not sure if you can see it, but it's all rough. All the painting's rough and yuck, and a bit disappointed about that. Maybe I can do some weathering and it will look okay. Luckily the second head didn't fall off and it's primed up, ready to go, so yeah. Bugger. Anyway, this got primed really well. I put a little bit of cling wrap underneath to cover the guy inside. Inside there is some cling wrap over the guy in case any paint got through. Otherwise, lucky there's 2 heads and we'll see how this one can recover. Okay, so this head, that fell in the dirt. It's recovered okay, but the bloody magnet fell out of it. Out of the middle, just in there. So we're going to glue a bigger magnet in. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise really, but this is the cooler looking helmet, but it's throwing up some problems at the moment. I'll open. Okay, so 3mm drill bit. And I'm just doing it by hand. I've ditched the audio the plastic in these kits are pretty soft, so you can just do it by hand like that. Alrighty, my army painter magnets, get them out. Have a look at that. Yeah, that'll be fine. So, just put the magnet on top. I'll just give that some black markings on the top of that. So that means the black markings have to go inside the helmet. All right, we'll come back. All right, just got my Gorilla Gel Super Glue. Just gonna put a bit in there. I'll put a fair bit in actually, so we'll see if I get this around the wrong way and I put that much glue in it, it's gonna be an issue. So hopefully I haven't fudged this up at all. Okie dokie, so I'll put it on the side. Alright, and that's it. It's not fully recessed in there exactly good, but you won't be able to see it and it should be good. Alright. These are a couple of new Breacher Warriors that I've finished painting up and that. Pretty simple base. Yeah, I just really like this colour on the Tau. So then I've also been playing around with this ethereal that I got given by Jake the other day, and just getting some base layers down on that one. I think it'll come up pretty good. Not sure if we'll get any gameplay just because they're not the best in the game, but fun to paint. And then over to this guy, the Ghostkeel. Still underway. I've sort of wanted to have some fun, so I painted up this head. The head that was giving me some grief. And yeah, I did some chipping effects with a bit of sponge and a bit of Eshin grey. And yeah, I think it looks alright. So now I'm going to get cracking on the rest of it. Cooly. So mustard brown. I've put it on this model, the ethereal, and it's sort of similar, but it's not. It's probably just a tiny bit lighter than what XV88 is, but for ease of use, I decided to give it a go. Hopefully I don't regret it. Cool, so just putting down some Dawnstone. Putting this everywhere I think is going to be either grey or white. Cool, so I went to Dragon's Lair in Edwardstown, about a 10-minute drive from here, and picked up XV88. I realised that, yeah, it's not quite, this Vallejo is not quite as rich. If you look at the Ghostkeel, it's like almost looks like an undercoat. Whereas when you look at one of these Fire Warriors, it's a rich deep brown, a brownie, like a brownie beige, It's got that sort of warmth to it, where this just looks very chalky. I've tried on this ethereal to put some Nuln oil on it and see how she comes up, but yeah, I think we'll stick to the Citadel paints. I just wish they did put them in dropper bottles, because man, is it way better. Anyway, continue on. Okay guys, coming to you from the lounge room with a bit of halo from the light behind my head. I've been back doing this 40k. I'm finding it hard to sleep, and then I'm getting very overexcited about it. A bit manic, but it's just what I need, I think, to get me by some tough days. I feel like I could be having a little bit of breakthrough psychosis symptoms, but I should be okay. Got work in a couple days, which I'm not looking forward to overly, but should be okay. So what I've done is, this was supposed to be a video about the Ghostkeel and about 40k in general, and getting back into the hobby, what it's like in 10th edition and what the hobby's like overall. Painting the models and modelling and all that stuff is where it's at. That's good fun. Yeah, hopefully you kind of got to laugh at the rules, because it's not always a very close game. But hey, I've got Tau, and sometimes they're really way too strong. Or I played the Grey Knights against Jake, and they felt too powerful. But I'm only new, so bit much to think I can win my first game with these guys for however many years it's been. But yeah, so I was doing the Ghostkeel, and then I keep getting distracted because I just love the Fire Warriors, and Jake gave me a bunch of those strike teams, and I've converted all the arms and guns and stuff, and I should give you a look now what they look like. Yeah, so this is the breeches, and I think with that little bit of orange on the base with the flowers, they just look amazing. The ethereal, I'm going to play it in game even though it's not the best. It gives you a 5-up feel no pain, which is something. Still probably better to have a Cadre where you can give you extra shots, but yeah, they all look pretty sick. And then over here I've got the Sergeant, Shazwi or whatever they're called, I don't know. But I've given him a white helmet. I want to do some chipping effects on it, so I've got a bit of sponge. I gave that a go on a few of them. A little guy hiding behind there, he's all painted up. Just got to do the bases. And here's the Ghostkeel where it's at. Sprayed up this guy and started painting the rocks. Started spraying the other side of that gun sprayed, but I'll have to finish spraying it another day, probably tomorrow. And yeah, I'll just keep working on that. But I'm just so excited about these GUE'VESA, these human. This guy, hang on, let me just bring him out. These guys, they're humans, but they're fighting for the Tau. And I just think they're so cool. I like this guy because he was Acadian, and they have the straps and the armor plates on the chest and the shoulder pads and stuff. They just sort of fit into Tau quite nicely. I have sprues and sprues and sprues of Catachans. So even though they're probably going to look a bit not as good as this, I still want to try and make up a Pathfinder team. So yeah, see if we can cut out some and stick them together, and I'll bring you along for the ride on this on these conversions. Yeah, alright, let's pull out. As you can see, I've got a bunch of sprues, and in that big box there, there's sprues, so should have what we need to make some Pathfinder GUE'VESAs. Okay, this is pretty sick. I'm really excited. Look at these beret hats from the Tempest Scion box that I got. So they're going to look sick as the human heads on these dudes. I'm pretty excited about that. What else did I find on here? There's like, I don't know if it's worth putting on a chainsword or a power fist. This las gun with a scope could get changed and look pretty cool. There's just so much variety I can do, so I'm really excited. Alright, so I'll clip some things out and start sticking them together. Check out the Hobby Carnage. It's just sprues everywhere, mess everywhere. Oh dear. All to come out for this guy. I'm not sure if I like his proportions, but yeah, he's kind of cool. Hopefully it looks good painted up. I don't know if he's going to be a Cadre Fireblade or whether I'm going to do him as a Pathfinder. He might be part of Pathfinder, that'd be cool. Alrighty, back to it. Continuing on with the video. I've been a bit distracted the last few weeks, working on the Ghostkeel. Didn't really film much of anything. Really got distracted by the Pathfinder GUE'VESA team that I've built. So I'll give you some videos of them in a minute, and I'll show you around the Ghostkeel. I've still got to finish the fusion blasters on top. But yeah, we'll have a closer look. I'll do a bit of a reveal on the spinny table. What else has been going on? Yeah, so playing with Jake was really cool in the shop. It's still 10th. I mean, I guess it's just Warhammer 40k in general is just really so many rules and re-rolls this, and it's quite complex, and with my brain having a bit of a disability, yeah, it's just really hard. But hopefully the people I play will be gracious to me and help me learn, and I want to be good enough so that I can run a game at home with my partner Cherry, or a friend who might come round to the house or something. We can go, oh hey, play this with me, and this is how this works. And yeah, so the hobby part's been really fun with the painting and that. Yeah, let's have a look at what I've got. Okay, so this is the Pathfinder team. Got the leader just here, this guy with the white helmet. He came up pretty cool. One of my favourite models by the look of him. He looks a bit like a pirate. I love that about him. This guy is not a human because the way I was doing the weapons, this arm is really attached to that gun and I couldn't swap it out, so I just thought, oh, there'll be a couple of Tau in there, keeping him honest. This guy with the rail rifle, he doesn't have the right amount of fingers for a human. He has 3 fingers on his right hand, 3 fingers and a thumb on his other hand. So, but I figure as soon as you're like this far away, you can't tell. So, and the rest of them, got some Scion heads on there, looks pretty cool. Just used the Catachan bodies and arms and everything. And they actually turned out a lot better than I thought they were going to. They look a bit like Han Solo or some futuristic thing. Not sure about the berets being brown, like leather berets. Might be cool to do them, like show that they were Scions and they've jumped ship. And then yeah, this Kriegsman in here snuck in. He's got a little clock there. Yeah, so anyway, that was heaps of fun. That distracted me for ages away from the Ghostkeel. But here's the Ghostkeel. It's coming up really nice. That deeper XV88 looks really good, and I've done some highlighting and stuff. Just got to finish off those 2 fusion blasters. Got the base, got this guy on the base done. Spin him around so you can see the gun. This is him with the orange on his helmet, which is a bit of an experiment because originally I just did this color helmet. So, you know, yeah, like that. He looks a bit boring to me now without that orange helmet, but yeah, it's probably cohesive. It's all the right color. Anyway, I'll do a spinny reveal on him, and that'll be the Ghostkeel done, and we'll keep making some hobby videos. I'll try and be more specific and that. I mean, over here I've got some drones and that for him. Another gun. So yeah, just working on those things. But yeah, I'll try and be a bit more specific and get some videos out like that are shorter and just based on something. This was sort of just a bit of a rambling kind of thing where I was just experimenting and trying to see what 40K's got for me at the moment. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Got my imagination going. Really keen to play another game. Yeah, comment, like, tell me what you want to see, what I should do. If you have any ideas for videos, I'm always open to suggestions. Yeah, cool. All right, guys, we'll keep hobbying and let's do a bit of a reveal.